grab your wine. It's time for Rosé All Day and Julie's a Mess, where we talk about current events and living in an intersex life. And now, here's Julie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rosé All Day, Julie's a Mess. I am Julie, and this week I am in New Orleans, Louisiana, New Orleans, Nolans, NOLA, however you want to say it. And we have a special guest. You've seen him on the show before, but this is Manny.
Hello.
Carames.
Yes.
I always
Soon
say
to be West.
Soon to be West. We love it. Manny and his partner Nate and their son Ethan has been on the show before. We are in New Orleans actually celebrating his birthday. He turns 50 tomorrow.
Yeah.
50.
Yay.
I hope I make it to 50.
God, I'm surprised.
I got a couple of more years. I hope I make it. This week we are drinking French 75s in honor of New Orleans. That's a very popular drink. It is made with gin, simple syrup, a lemon twist, champagne, and we put a cranberry in it. Nate made these. Manny's housewife made these for us.
He obviously is in the room.
He's obviously not in here, but he made them. They're good.
Yeah, they are good, actually. We might need a refill before this is over.
We have been doing, lemon. We have been doing we drink so much alcohol this week already.
Every time you're in New Orleans, it's always like that.
I mean, that's what you have to do. But we have been certainly a little, look, we're having fun. Yeah. And that's what matters.
Right.
So big things going on right now. Waiting to hear from the ACLU about my Alabama case. Just trying to update you guys. They have shown that they are interested in the Alabama gender marker change on my birth certificate. Sorry.
The cranberry.
COVID. I shouldn't joke about that. That's not funny. Watch. Julie died of COVID. We are going to talk to man. I got to do this. The light is waning.
Yeah, we need to fix it. We're in a very white room, but great. It's funky.
That's so much better.
Yeah,
yay. The highlight on my nose is amazing. So remember that if you're watching live tonight, we're actually not live because tomorrow, Tuesdays, which is when I would go live, is Manny's birthday. We're going out. We're going to have a great dinner.
Shocker.
I know. And Julie's going to wear more revealing clothing. If you've not been following my fashion or Instagram, sign up for that because the boobies have been free this whole week so far. And I think they will continue.
Yeah, a little nipply outside.
But look, I'm here for it. That's why I got them, right? Is to show them off. I think I'm about to flash show right now on YouTube. So we got to be careful. I got to be careful. Let's figure this out before the show goes on. There we go. That's better. Manny's trying to get me undressed. So
story of my life.
We are going to ask Manny some great questions about what it's like to be gay and 50. And he's not looking forward to this. I actually have some really fun questions for him. So, but I do want to ask you, does it really, I mean, you're 49, tomorrow's 50. You always hear people say it's just a number. Does it feel different?
No, I don't think it feels different. I mean, certainly things have changed. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've certainly realized that being in New Orleans, I've been coming here for probably 20 years. And I used to be able to go all night. Now I can go until about midnight. And I'm okay with that.
And Julie can go to about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm done.
And then we drag her home.
What is with the ghost in here?
You see that,
we have a strobe light in here.
Yeah, it is
New Orleans. It is New Orleans.
No, I don't think it's that much different. I mean, everyone keeps saying age is just a number. But, I mean, the older, I hate to be morbid, but the older you get, the closer you get to your mortality. So it does freak you out a little bit. But hey, I mean, I'm blessed. I'm having fun. I've got amazing people like Julie in my life. I have an amazing family. So hey, I couldn't be in a better place. So.
And some new things have happened this week already. Like, who knew that at 50 he'd start playing Grand Theft Auto and enjoy it? What did you say at dinner tonight? Let's go back home and do what?
Let's go kill some hookers.
Go kill some hookers. Yeah. I said that would be really funny if you said that on the show and then like you bludgeon me and push me off the bed.
Well, it's not good for the other table to hear the conversation because they don't really know what you're talking about. But aside from that, it was all right. I mean, it is fun. My son is teaching me how to do these things, and I don't know the difference between the X button, the O button, the
R1,
It's just
L2.
a lot of buttons. I'm like, gosh.
This is Manny when he's playing. How do you pull the gun out? Wait, how do I jump in the plane? It's actually, it's been I even tried it. It's addicting.
Yeah.
It's a little addicting.
My son is rolling his eyes and making fun of me. I get it. I did it when I was his age. So.
He's at 50. He's stealing cars and jacking up hookers and stealing people's money.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about on the streets. Now okay, sorry.
I mean, on the streets too, but I mean, you learn those skills on GTA.
That's right. Keep that in mind.
So, what are some things that you thought you would have achieved by 50 that you're still... Matthew McConaughey, the actor, had a great quote the other day, and I heard it, and he said, it was his Oscar speech, actually, when he won for Dallas Buyers Club. And he said, I am my own hero, because every time I start to achieve what I feel like in my head that hero should be achieving, things change, and I'm always evolving and always growing. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I mean, for me, it's kind of the same thing. I think I've changed career-wise. I mean, I've been through so many different types of things and situations. I've done things I never thought I could actually do and thrived. So I think there's still a lot more to learn and do. I think the next endeavor for me is probably owning my own company, which is what I've been, thinking about for quite a long time. So I think down the line, that'll be the next thing to achieve. Yeah.
What is something you're looking forward to in this new decade or new chapter in your life?
Oh, man. Well, I would say raising Ethan, to, taking him again from that foster care environment where everything was chaotic and dark, and bringing him to a world like this where it's full of light and love. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but
you've struggled with that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of
yeah, but I think he is now our main priority, which is weird. I mean, I think, a lot of my gay friends who think, oh my God, how can you have a kid? I'm so selfish. And selfish isn't a bad thing. The word selfish is not a bad thing. I mean, you have to be, worried about yourself and concerned about yourself and perpetuating yourself forward. But it's interesting when someone like that comes into your life and now all of a sudden they have to be the person that's
But
first.
you want them to, I mean, it's weird because
yeah.
you want them to be a priority.
You do.
You
do. But you do struggle with it. I mean, it is still a struggle. There's for example, he wanted to come here so badly. So we took him here. This is not a city for
a 16-year-old.
A 16-year-old. It's just not. So, we brought his Game Boy or whatever the hell it's called along with him, and he corrects me all the time.
PS4.
Thanks, Julie.
Julie's up with it.
Julie.
I'm up with it.
Yeah, you call it an Xbox and he gets really pissed. But anyway, so he a lot of time he has to spend just staying at home and playing that. But we are finding ways to bring him out and to get him sort of more cultured. He's learned a few things tonight just being out of some of the restaurants that we went to. He's never experienced this kind of life. So it's
he tried oysters today. I was so excited. I got him to try an oyster.
Yeah. So he's surpassing my expectations. Right?
I think it's funny we laugh because I was going back to Grand Theft Auto. I don't always pay attention if it doesn't pertain to me. I mean, that's just who I kind of am. And I know what Grand Theft Auto is, but for the better part of this week, every time he's played it, I thought they were saying ETA instead of GTA. And so I was like, who plays a video game called Estimated Time of Arrival? And then I played it and I was like, ooh, they should call Julie's game Estimated Time of Arrival, because even in the video game, I'm driving like a grandma trying to make sure I don't wreck this beautiful Courgette or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And he
Courgette.
says to me today, don't wreck it. I can't get that car back. And so I'm going like super slow. And then somebody shot me and stole the car. And I was like, I don't get it. I don't get this ETA game. I don't get it. This will be your first Christmas with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's going to go great. I know there's going to be some, well, he'll be watching this, so I'm going to watch what I say, but
don't let it leak that he's getting a pony. Nobody tell him he's getting a pony.
No, I think, well, I think it's okay to say this. His mom died in just a couple of days before Christmas when he was 9 years old. So this is a bad month for him, or well, coming up is going to be a bad month for him. So we're kind of prepping for that and trying to make new memories and create new traditions. And yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but that's why he definitely is the main priority right now.
I have an idea for you later. I'm going to tell you, so it's not on here because I think it would be very poignant and a good thing for Christmas. I'm going to share it with you later, but because he may be watching, I don't want to say it on here. Let's see. What other questions could we ask you about your birthday? I know just because I pay attention to my friends that his favorite cake is red velvet. He also loves this ice cream place that he got so excited like a little kid when he found out it was here in New Orleans. We stopped and did that today.
Yeah.
And they make they sculpt the ice cream to look like roses. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm really loving my hair in this video. I keep looking at it. I'm like, I'm loving this. It's very Dallas Cowboys.
I was going to say Farrah Fawcett, but that was a little shorter, wasn't it?
No, hers was long and feathered out. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's see. When you were younger and in the lifestyle, I say in the lifestyle, not that it's a choice, but just in the realm of being a gay man, did you ever think long term, like, I'm not making it to 50, or, oh God, like I'm going to be so old by the time that rolls around? Or
okay, so I wasn't going to talk about this, but I will. So 50s for me are hard, only because my father passed when he was 53. His father passed when he was 54, I think. So the 50s are scary for the male side of the family. The females tend to last a lot longer. My uncle did last to 94, so I'm hoping I have more of his genes than my dad's. I know it makes sense. But so, for me, people say, well, how do you feel about turning 50? Oh, is it like, nah, it's not an age thing. It's more of like, oh, crap, this is that decade, right, where my grandfather and my father passed. So, I'm trying to not think about that.
But men live longer these days than they did back then.
They do. I mean, my grandfather was because of a complication with surgery. My dad was an ALS thing. But, it's scary though, when you go into, because you just want to make it past that. I forget what they call it in psychology, but there's a term when you have to pass your parents' death date. I
understand that a little bit. I was sharing earlier with somebody that my birthday is until I hit 48 because that was the age they said I would term out. Right. I think my birthdays are going to be very I was sharing this with my mom. I think every year until I hit probably 49, I'll be a little is this the year that something bad's going to happen? Or is this the year that my body is really going to take a toll? So for
I feel
me,
that way about 53. I think when I turned 53 and I wake up the next morning, I'm still here.
Well, 54, you're going to be like,
woo! I feel like, now I can start breathing easy. I know it's crazy, but
it's crazy.
It's kind of the way it is. Yeah.
What's something that's on your bucket list?
There's still travel. There's still a lot of countries I haven't made it to, and my background is Spanish and Italian, and I haven't been to either. So I've been all over Europe, but for some weird reason, I have not been to Spain or Italy. And
I would love to go to Italy.
My husband is, he's been to all of those countries. Particularly, he loves Spain and Italy. So he keeps saying, "We have to go. We have to go."
Well, that's why that link I shared with you the other day would be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's on my bucket list. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What's one of your favorite memories thus far? We're at the beginning of the week, but here on this vacation, what's one of your favorites besides your coach holiday?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had a little shopping spree at Coach today. That was fun. Well, I would say last night, actually, that was really fun.
I don't
Saturday
remember a lot
night,
of
people,
last night. I don't.
Saturday night was our first night here. I think people were tired and we were kind of dragging. And I love New Orleans when it's off season. And what I mean by that is it's not decadence or it's not, I mean, those are fun, but I like just kind of hanging out with the locals and the bars aren't full and you just get to know people. And we did that last night. And it was actually busier last night than it was on Saturday night, which was interesting. But there was just a lot of out-of-towners that came in, like that
Lithuanian
guy.
The Lithuanian guy.
Yeah.
Gorge.
You know, hey, it's always good to get a little attention, right? But
they laugh at me all week because I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I'm not going to see these people probably ever again. And
fearless.
I mean, I've been walking up to guys saying, you have a great ass. You've got great abs. Oh my God. I would love your phone number. Are you single? And they're just laughing about it. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's what this whole town's
respond really well.
Respond.
She said, well, how'd it go last night? There was this cute guy sitting at the bar. And did you say something like,
I walked up to him and I put my hand on his back and I like this. And I grabbed Nate, which is Manny's partner. Cause I was like, I don't want to go by myself. And the off chance that they turn around and they punch you. I could have been like, here, punch this. Everybody in Chickabing County wants to punch Nate. So I rubbed my hand on his back and I said, I bet you have an amazing ass, but you're sitting on a stool, so I can't really tell.
And he got right up.
And so the man got right up, stuck his ass out. I felt it a little bit. I patted it and I said, I was right. And I went back over and they were just shocked that I did that. And I was like, I don't know these people. I mean, my phone has been mad blowing up this week. So, I mean, I'm going to have to go back to Savannah and be like, delete, block, delete, block.
But no, she is fearless. I mean, there was a beautiful man with his shirt off running today. We all were in the ice cream place going, oh my God, look at that guy. And she runs her out the door. So
because Ethan said, go find out what he's all about. And I was like, okay. Yeah, so I did. I ran right out. He didn't speak English. And he wasn't interested in me. I said, he's gay. And they said, how do you know? And I said, he was not interested in me.
Yes.
But that's not really true because gay men are interested in me. Straight men.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
A penis is a penis.
You're an enigma. Yeah. I mean, they love it.
So, but we've been having fun. Let's see, what else?
We have one more showing up tomorrow. The boys just keep coming. It's like, I'm telling you all, it's like
I get to meet a new one tomorrow.
Like the real world here.
Yeah, he said it's like the real world, New Orleans.
8 crazy people in a house,
and it's been fun. Yeah. It has been fun, and a little scary at times, but fun. But that's what it's about, and you really shouldn't be at any age fearless. I mean, you should be fearless at any age.
Right. But what I was saying was I love the way you just approach people. And you get a lot out of them where most of us would go, oh no, we're not going to go talk to that guy. And then, you lose out. Right?
What are they going to say?
Yeah, exactly.
You're a dude.
Nothing to lose.
So last night we were at this one bar and Nate and I were laughing because this woman, she was a drag queen. She approached me and she said, you look so familiar. And this is the takeaway. I mean, you don't realize the scope that you make in people's lives. Mm-hmm. Even I think in the work you do, the work we all do, you don't realize who you touch and where you reach and kind of where your scope goes. And so I'm in New Orleans and I don't know anybody in New Orleans. I have a few friends in Baton Rouge, but nobody really in New Orleans. This huge drag queen walks up to me and she goes, you look so familiar. And I said, thanks. I hear that a lot. And she went, no, I know you from somewhere. And then she literally went, I follow you on TikTok. And thank you.
Tell me that.
Thank you. It was that Chi and Nate and I were just standing there and she goes, it was the bigger girl, the Chi that had the fringe on. And she goes, and please, thank you for telling your story and for doing what you do. And I just thought, never in a million years would you think that you would be called out.
Yeah. At the Oz
by a drag queen. Then right after I met the drag queen, I was sitting in a chair next to the door and somebody kept coming and feeling me up. I was like, this is not my deal. We are out of here. Let's get out of here. Of course, I did go down the street and pull my tit out for a picture. So
yes, it's a good picture.
I mean, You know,
we're keeping those hidden for now.
Fearless. Those will come out later on my OnlyFans site. So we are trying to keep this under an hour, and we have other people coming over. And once again, this is recorded on Monday night, airing it on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I do want to say we do have a Patreon page for Rosé All Day. We have merchandise on justjulie.com. If you want to support this podcast, we are absolutely eager for you to do so, and there are ways for you to do so. You just want to go to justjulie.com to see how you can make that happen. And I'm going to end the show the same way I always end the show, even though it's a shorter version, by allowing Manny to ask me one thing about my intersex life. So this way I get to answer the question for Manny, and I get to answer it for the rest of everybody watching at home.
Yeah. So the only thing, I mean, I know so much about you, but I think a good question would be, you know, in my line of work, we talk a lot about our transgender brothers and sisters and helping them get through or to arrive at who they truly are. But I often feel that the XXY or intersex community is not often represented or is not understood in the same way that some of our other brothers and sisters are. Do you feel that is the case, or do you think that you're represented fairly? And I'm thinking of a particular situation that I work, you know, in the organizations that I work in. We thrive to bring XXY to the forefront, but I still think that there's so much more that needs to be done. What are some of your feelings on that?
I think a lot of people confuse intersex and trans as being one and the same, and they're in fact not. Without skewering myself, because there are a lot of people that are so passionate about both sides of the fence, I've often said, look, to be intersex, you have to have a chromosomal and genetic variation in your code. Trans, you were born into a cisgendered or endosex body, and you make the decision somewhere along the way that you don't feel you were in that right body, and therefore you want to do everything in your lifetime to change it to be the way that you would like to be viewed or seen or be visible. But intersex, that's not we don't choose. That's not we are born the way we're born. And there are many people in the intersex community that some identify as trans, some don't. A lot don't. So I think for those in our intersex community, they get frustrated because people go, oh, you're intersex. I have a trans friend that's intersex. And they're thinking, I'm not trans. I tell people all the time, I'm not trans. I don't identify as trans. I've had the awesome, I don't know what the word is. I've had the ability to live my life in both vessels, but it truly is a vessel, right? Like we're drinking French 75s right now, and we're drinking it for that liquid on the inside. We're not drinking it because of the glass that comes in. This is a vessel, right? Every one of us has a life spirit, and that ascends when we die, but we leave our vessel behind. That goes into a whole nother territory, but there are so many people in the intersex community that do not identify as trans. And so, you know, we show up to the party and people go, oh, you're trans. You're trans, or oh, you're hermaphrodite, or oh, you're this, or oh, you're that. And that has nothing to do with where we are or where we're coming from. I think where it becomes muddled as well is when you think about things like the Alabama case. When I won the judgment in Florida that said I did not have to have a vaginal surgery to become a woman because I was already born XXY and considered both, we were going to appeal it, because the first time we took it to the judicial courts, they said, we don't know enough about this, we're going to decline. So we were going to take it to the appeals or the appellate court in Florida. And the trans community actually sent me and my lawyer a letter saying, please don't fight this at the appellate level. Please don't, because everything we've done as a trans community, this will confuse everybody else involved. They will think, oh, you mean you can be born this way and be both, but and they said it'll just muddy everything. So please don't do that to your trans community. We fought so hard for the rights. And I thought, intersex people are fighting for that same right. very often we're in the same storm, but very different boats. And
Right.
you can't ask us to take a step back and not fight for what's right for us, because it may inflict or take away from what you've been fighting for out of a confusion. Like, I was very offended when that happened. And I ended up going to a different jurisdiction in Florida to refile, to kind of not cause all that problem for the trans community. But my lawyer and I at the time were like, how do they ask us to do that? Like,
Yeah.
sit down and don't rock the boat. You'll get what you need to when
Double
we, and but I'm not trans. So I don't, so for me, it's about changing look, we're all human. For me, it's about changing the rules, even for intersex people coming behind me, so they don't have to fight as hard. But even in the trans community, there are intersex people where the trans community will say, I hate you and I don't want to support you because you don't have to fight for what we have to fight for. And I'll say to somebody, I will gladly switch roles with you. You think my life is easy because I'm intersex? You want to deal with the hormone imbalance and having traits of both and having medical issues, but you would like to have prostate cancer scare at 22, but then also find out you have lupus and osteoporosis later on in life, I'll switch with you 1,000,000 times over. I can't help what I'm born with, and I can't help them. The medical community is like, here, it's life or death. Take your estrogen or your testosterone. But I don't need the backstabbing or the shadiness from the trans community either. And there's got to be some kind of intersection where we can all kind of be together. But I think you even think about LGBTQIA and people just go, why is the I in there? Isn't that trans? And you're like, there are people in our own community that don't understand the difference.
Right. And this is why what you do is so important.
That's why what I do is so important.
Even in my organization, which is, top notch when it comes to working with the LGBTQIA community, there are still people within the organization and people that work with us that don't truly understand what the I stands for. They just assume it's a part of
being trans,
being
the trans community.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot more education has to be done, and that's why I really applaud you for what you do on a daily basis, because it's brave and it is what everyone needs to understand. And there's still things that I don't even understand about it. So I learn from you on almost a daily basis as to what it is that you go through and what it means to truly be XXY. So I think we all appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you, friend. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
We are going to wrap it up. I think it's been a short show. It feels like we've been talking for about 45 minutes. We've only been talking for about 30. For those that have been diligent in following justjulie.com, please continue to do so. Things have been so up in the air the last couple of months that I have not really been able to devote as much time to the program and to the podcast as I would like. Some have been really short like this, but it's okay. So I also feel like people have short attention spans. So if you're listening to it, you're like, thank God she's getting off 30 minutes in.
Back to Grand Theft Auto.
We're going back to Grand Theft Auto and Julie looking at her hair. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. We love you. If you have any questions or you want to see any new people on or guests, feel free to comment in the comments and let us know what you would like to hear. We at justjulie.com are always open to suggestions. And I just love coming and spending time with y'all each week. So thank you. For more research on XXY or what that is, tune in to justjulie.com. Read the blog. There are also some great resources on there for other places you can go to learn more about XXY. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and we will see you next Tuesday.
For more content, follow justjulie.com. That's just Julie, JULEIGH.com. Thank you to our guests, and thank you for joining us this evening. Join us next week as Julie tries a different rosé.